Hey guys, coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. I've never been to the Southwest, but I'm here at an Ed Tech conference until Wednesday, and I should be in class Thursday, Friday, and see you then. So today what I want you to do is I want you to get started on our next project, and that's a documentary project. I'm going to give you a list of topics that you should see in Schoology, and when you find those topics, I'd like you to find one that you think you like. And if you look over the list and you just really don't like any of them, I am willing to listen to somebody's argument for why they should do a different topic that you might be more passionate about or interested in, but you're going to have to sell me on it. So you're going to have to provide me some pretty good reasons, and I'm going to be more friendly to accepting those if it has to do with some kind of social issue or moral issue. So feel free to submit some of those to me. You can email them to me at jacob.huss@binlipen.com and list out some of your reasons. Don't just say, hey, I want to do this topic. I'll reject it. Okay? So you need to give me some reasons why and what you think you're going to do with it. Now, the rest of you, we're going to need to pick a topic, and to make our documentary well, we're going to have to do some research. Okay? Any good documentary that you watch is going to pose a very good question at the beginning, and I want you to work through that. I've given you a few questions that I think might be good starting points or jumping off places. If you feel like you just really like that question, you can use that question that I've listed, but it probably is helpful to maybe even formulate 2 or 3 questions. So for instance, if we were going to do a documentary on childhood obesity, you might think about some questions like, should we even care that our children are ending up obese or fat? Number 2 question would be, who's to blame for kids who are overweight? Is it the parents? Is it the food they eat? Is it the kid themselves? Who's to blame? 3rd question could be, what will it take for our kids to become healthy? So these are great general questions. You could take a variety of different ways and end up with a pretty interesting documentary. Now, our documentaries are going to be short. They're going to be in the 10 to 12 minute range. So we want to produce a question that gives us enough room to work around, but not so broad that we can never really end up answering it. Now, when you find the question that you want to answer, then comes the real work, and that's getting the data. Okay, I don't expect you to be an expert on any of the topics that I've given you. Okay, so if you aren't an expert, you need to find research. You need to find other people who are experts and find out their opinion on the topic. Okay, you may not even have an opinion on the topic. You may not know the answer to the question that you've just asked, but it's going to be your job to find that out so you can make a good documentary. Now, once you research some of these things, you're going to start formulating an opinion. You're going to start realizing, okay, this could be a solution to the problem, or this is really the right way to handle this. This is the wrong way to handle it. Now, when you do that, you also then want to find what is the opposing view of that issue. All right? So for most of these issues, somebody will have one answer, and then another person will provide a completely different answer, an opposing view. All right? And if that is the case, then you're going to need to understand both sides. If it was childhood obesity, some people may think that it's bad, where other people may think it's not really that big of a deal. Or we may find out that, you know what, pretty much across the board, everybody thinks childhood obesity is bad. Now, in that instance, we have to find a different kind of opposing side to our topic. Okay? If there is, everyone agrees that it's bad, maybe there's differences on who's to blame or what the problem is or how to fix it. So find where the opposing views are, and then you want to pick a side. Okay, so what you're going to do is this. Today's class, what I want you to do is I want you to, number 1, pick a topic. Number 2, I want you to find a question or formulate a question that you're going to answer in your documentary. You may even want to collect 2 or 3 questions. The 3rd thing is I want you to find research on the topic and find answers to the questions that you've asked. And then the 4th one is I want you to determine an opposing side. I want you to find research that is against what another side that you found to answer your question. And I want you to collect all that data, and I want you to get it down in your computer. Maybe that's in Pages or Google Docs. I want you to get it down. I want you to save hyperlinks. I want you to write some of your thoughts down. We're going to keep coming back to this stuff. You don't need to turn it into Schoology quite yet, but I do want you to start collecting it and putting it down. And then finally, what I want you to do is remember this. Remember that documentaries are opinionated. Any documentary that you find is going to have a position. And they're going to argue that position. They're going to try and sell you on their side and their view. And you're going to do the same thing. So you got to understand what the problem is. You got to find some research to support it on both sides. And you got to formulate your own opinion. And you got to determine, what way am I going to propose this documentary to my audience? That's what I want you to do today. Go for it.